Welcome to another episode of Family Gamer TV. I am at the Grant's house, and we're looking at the game Brave. So before we talk about the game, I understand that you're quite into Disney and you've been to Disneyland.
Love Disney.
Yeah.
Completely.
So
3 times.
Mhm.
So yeah, when we were there, we were seeing lots of the Brave stuff. They were doing lots of all the signing of autographs and main characters were out and about and stuff.
So that's Merida, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
The big hair.
With the big hair. There was lots of posters everywhere.
So Brave, obviously, as well as being a new Disney Pixar film, has got a game that's come out as well. Actually, in this country, the game came out slightly before the film. So we've got a little sneak peek here. And the game follows roughly the story of the film, and it's 2 players. Now, you guys haven't got an Xbox, so we set you up.
Yeah.
What do you think of what you've seen so far of the game?
I think it looks good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a great game player, so I don't know what I really think about it, and obviously I haven't had a play on it yet either.
Yeah, we'll get you playing in a minute.
All right then.
Yeah.
So it looks good, yeah.
And do you play many games in your family?
We've only got a Wii.
Yeah, well, Brave, you can get Brave on the Wii as well.
Yeah.
It's coming out on the Wii, on the 360, and on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
On the 360, it has a Kinect movement controller, so you have this camera, and you can control some bits of the game like that. And on the Wii and the PlayStation, it uses the Move or the Wii remote controller.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds fun to be able to do the Kinect stuff.
So some particular elements in the game that you, rather than holding a controller in your hands, you just stand in front of the Kinect controller and move around. Or if you're on the Wii or the PlayStation, you hold the movement controller. Yeah. And I quite like that. It adds a little bit more sort of interest, and it means it gets you up off the couch. So
yeah, a bit more active.
Yeah. So Abby, you've been playing a bit of Brave. Yeah. What do you think?
It's really good.
Is there a particular part of the game that you like or that you don't like?
I like the way that you could interact with the characters. So you could shoot and you can sword fight and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, and so as you play the game, you get different swords.
Yeah, different arrows, different swords and stuff, different outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you were in Disneyland, you saw some characters, some dressed up real life characters.
They were doing Highland game activities where you could shoot bows.
Oh, nice.
Belly boot float throwing and stuff like that.
Yeah, as part of the sort of the Brave.
Yeah, because it's set in Scotland, so they did stuff like how Scotland's living and stuff in Epcot. So that was cool.
Nice. Cool. So you went all the way to America to find out how Scotland was living.
Yeah.
You just got a train up north.
Yeah.
Cool. So today we've been looking at Brave. It's not a game you've played before, I gather. But what did you make of it?
I quite like it. It's an explorer game, so you have to explore it.
Yeah, so a big part of Brave is that it's like a platform game, but it's not just that. You have to sort of find out where you're going. You have to, like you're saying, you have to explore the world. Then you have these little puzzles. Was there a particular part of the game you liked?
No, I just liked it all.
Cool, thanks a lot. Well, I'll let you get back and have a bit more of a play.
Yeah.
Now, Brave in the cinema is a PG, but the video game is a PEGI 12 rated game. Is that something you'd look at before buying a game for your family?
Yeah, hugely. I'm actually very strict on what games they play and that's why we've only really got the Wii, because I just wanted it to be a family experience rather than them stuck behind little DS screens or whatever. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what you make of Brave, because it's this 12 plus game. But for me, really, there's not an awful lot in it which takes it above what is in the film. So I guess because you're shooting a bow, because it's about that sort of environment where you wield a sword as well. Those sorts of elements are, I guess, inevitable.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they're part of the story.
Yeah.
So rather than sort of being gratuitous, or just added in.
Yeah, it's part of the era that it's set in, isn't it? So, yeah.
Another part of Brave that I quite like is the fact that along with the gameplay, where you're running around, you're doing archery and sword play and things like that, you can play 2 players, so both you and another player can join in. One player takes on Meredith as the main character, and then the second player is like a supporting role.
Yeah.
But as well as that, it also has cutscenes, and these are elements that sort of bring in parts of the film, really, and retell the film story in a sort of a cartoon style. Do you think that's something which adds much to a game?
I think yeah, but you're following a story, aren't you then? So that probably gives you background information to the film, and if you haven't seen the film, then you can probably play the game, whereas you could play the game and not watch the film, or whichever way around. Yeah,
because I remember when we were setting up, you were saying that you didn't play many games because you weren't that competitive or weren't much for a player.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see some games like Brave moving towards being a little bit more filmic. So rather than just being something you play, they're also something that you watch and you read as well.
Yeah, I think that's really good, and it sort of gives an added dimension to to the game.
So now we've played it a bit. You had to go yourself,
Yep.
both on the main game and on the Kinect.
Yep.
Is it what you expected it to be?
Yeah, I've never played Kinect before, so that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a bit more difficult than maybe I thought it might be, but I can see that is good fun to do.
Yeah, so we played the archery mode, which is a Kinect part of the game where you use your arm basically to put it up and then you target and you pull the other arm back and then you shoot the arrow.
Yeah.
Like with any Kinect game, it needs the right environment to work perfectly. You know, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But yeah, I think it's quite good fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And the game itself, you took on a couple of puzzles with the kids.
Yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it actually. It was good. Yeah, I like the puzzle element of it and working together on the and to achieve the goal of that screen. It's really good. Yeah,
wasn't it? So there's certain parts where these little bears pop up, aren't there? And you have to move these bears around to trigger different switches to get onto particular platforms so you can get past.
Yeah.
And you had to work as a team to do that.
Yeah, that was good. I have always enjoyed platform games. I remembered when I was playing that then. I used to play them a lot as a child. And so I quite enjoyed that actually. It was good.
So platform video games?
Yeah, many years ago.
Any one particular?
Remember Jet Set Willy?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
wow, that's cool. Manic
Miner. Yeah, so those sorts of things. I remember playing. I'm really playing a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's not a similar thing. I suppose it's a similar sort of thing.
I mean, those sorts of platform games are where these games have come from, and it's the same sort of thing. You're doing particular jumps.
Yeah.
The ones here that they seem to base them more on sort of logic puzzles than on timing, which is quite good again because my kids are a bit younger than yours, and they struggle with getting those jumps. But the logic bits in Brave.
Well, I think that's really good as well because I mean it is educational as well, isn't it? And getting them to work and think things through rather than just aimless shooting and just gaining points.
And something we did in my family was for the younger kids. We got them in to play the puzzle games. So although they weren't that keen on some of the more sort of the violent bits of the game, the fighting and the shooting, they really enjoyed coming in and getting involved in working out how these puzzles work. So
it's teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what we've got time for on this week's Family Gamer TV, but we'll be back with more soon.